Well, scariest part of the build, possibly.
No, it's not the scariest part of the build because
we're not doing it.
We're not doing it, so you don't have to worry.
So we've had somebody else come and cut the windows because, well,
we wimped out.
But the cost of actually buying the tools as well. It's like a small cafe. Except to have nothing to offer. Feels a lot bigger now that the outside is inside. No, they've done a really good job of it. They're so quick as well. So slick. They're still here. They're not just leaving it like this. Yeah, so careful but so slick. So this has all been done in like an hour. Less than that. Pretty good. So what we did as well was, while we had the windows, while we have the holes, we took the opportunity to put the plywood back up and then drew around the outside so that we can actually have the actual measurements and positioning on the plywood of where the windows are, so then we can cut that out and then build little windowsills later down the line. Or just cut a big hole in it. It's very breezy in here right now. Got a nice draft. Windows. I can't actually go inside it yet because if we shut a door, the vibration might loosen the glue or move it. I don't want to move the windows.
Well, that and they're strapped in right now.
Yeah. Good point. So yeah, can't go in, can't do any more work in it today, but those guys have saved us like at least 3 days of work, you know, because the speed they moved at, they were so slick, so efficient. Just came in, there was like masking tape here, bang these bits in, like cut it all out, and then, like whoop, there's your window. It's like goodbye. I'm like, oh. I only went in to format the card and then he came back and they'd gone. Yeah, and dumped the footage. No, really nice job. It's starting to look a little bit like a van now, a camper van.
Show you the back.
Yeah, so they added, obviously the VW badge is standard, but they added this sort of black bit here just to finish it a bit more nicely. So we had the windows put in the other day, and the van came with some panels already, so we sort of offered them up and then drew around the window, empty hole, and now we're just trying to cut that out to try and match it up when it goes back up on the walls. Basically we're cutting the panels to fit on the walls. It's essentially the nub of that. Getting to that exciting stage of the build where stuff's actually going back on the wall.
So quick little update on progress so far. Got all the Celotex Kingspan in and stuffed all around that with the white fluffy.
Every crevice, every nook and cranny has some form of insulation. It's been properly stuffed.
Yeah, and then we've gone over that with this silver bubble foil vapor barrier stuff and taped all the seams, so that should stop any moisture getting in there and absorbing into that insulation. Is the plan. Still got the ceiling to do, because I need to cut the roof vents in, and Sophie's just been
sanding, priming, sanding, painting, sanding.
Mainly sanding and painting.
Mainly sanding?
Mainly sanding. So these are the plywood boards that the van came with, and we're trying to reuse as much stuff as possible to save some money really. So we're priming them, and then what paint are we using?
Bathroom paint, bathroom and kitchen paint, which I've just discovered is waterproof.
Okay, so
because my mask has just dripped on it, and it's wiped clean. I don't know why my mask dripped on it.
So today's job, whilst Sophie's mainly painting and sanding, I'm gonna have a little look at. We're gonna put an underslung gas tank on.
Which also means
It does mean we've got to pull up part of the floor, because I was hoping the plan was to get an underslung gas tank and bolt it to the underside of the vehicle, sort of on the chassis crossway pillar things, and put brackets on there, and that would all be great. Unfortunately, our van doesn't have a lot of space under there. The only space that's available is where the spare tyre was. So we've taken the spare tyre off. We're going to put in a gas tank where the spare tyre was, but this gas tank has to bolt through the floor. So we've got to pull up the insulation that we so carefully laid.
Yes. Carefully measured.
And carefully measured to bolt this gas tank through the floor.
So I pulled up these floorboards here to be able to actually access underneath and put bolts through for the gas tank. However, in this channel here, when I pulled this board up, there was water in here. So little drops of water that have come in somehow here. Also pulled up the next board. Ow. Didn't need pulling up, but to find the water, there's a lot more water here. Pulled a bit more here. Not so much here. It does seem to be sort of running down this kind of area here in these two channels. So because we sealed this side with foil tape, we didn't seal this side of the Celotex with foil tape because we were waiting to do the gas tank, which obviously meant that there were gaps like this exposed. So whether rain has sort of blown in with the back doors open, or sort of damp shoes have sort of walked across this bit and dripped a load of water in this seam, or we had a window leak up there the other day, and whether that dripped down and then ran down here and then leaked into this bit, I don't know, but that bit would have been wet. Or whether the back seal is not sealed enough and there's a small hole running into that channel, who knows. One step forward, two steps back recently. Unless everything is electrically isolated. So this actually solves that problem. Moment of truth.